All right. Well, I got 12 o'clock right now. You guys, I always like to start my calls on time. So if you guys hop on these, I know your time's important, especially on a Monday. So I do try to make sure I kick off promptly at noon for our calls. They are all recorded. So in case you have anyone who happens to join on the call late, that's fine as well. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys all so much for hopping on today. My name's Adam Peterson with DCI. Hey, David, how are you doing? Good to see you. But yeah, this is really to help you guys. If there's a topic that you guys want covered, please just let us know because we'll have these calls, every other week for you guys, really to help with anything you guys are experiencing in the field. Bottom line, to make that cash money, right? So that's what we're all here for. So with that said, let me share my screen and we will go ahead and get started. You guys can just let me know when you can see my screen.
We've got it.
Great. Okay, guys, so we are here to help you. If you guys ever have any questions, you got a lot of support, right? You're going to have your Boost account executives who are coming into your stores. You have your DCI account executives. We're going to have the same goals as your Boost team as well, right? Anything you guys need, you can reach out to us. We're either going to be able to help you ourselves or we're going to be able to point you in the right direction to get to the people who can help you. And that goes to our resources and hotlines. So some important number you guys should have saved. These should be in your welcome emails, but your number for dealer care, your number for ePay support, your number for Elevate. If you're in a market that sells Xfinity prepaid, all of the Boost stores that have coverage in Xfinity areas are able to sell Xfinity. So if you happen to be a new door on this call and this is the first you're hearing about Xfinity, please let us know. We want to make sure we'll check the availability in your area and make sure you guys are signed up. And a quick little side note, because this is not going to go into Xfinity, we're focusing on Boost here, but did want to just remind you, Xfinity did extend out their 5 kits with free shipping. So if you guys are selling Xfinity, definitely recommend you order at least 5 kits because you will get free shipping on those right now. Your DCI account executive, so that would be either me, Chris, Julia, Sam, Tommy. One of us can help you. And then our headquarters number is on here as well. So you have to fill out your information for your account executive because that could vary depending on where you live and your boost trip as well. But this is a great one pager for you guys to have. And really, these are the numbers you're going to be using most often. All right. Now, one of the sites that's super important to you guys, and it's actually built already into the guided sales flow, but it's the Boost U Learning. This is kind of your instruction manual for everything you're going to see. It's where you find your devicing hot sheet. It's where you find the foundation series. Any new store that has not taken the foundation trainings on Boost U Learning, do it, right? I was gonna say highly recommend, not even recommend. It's a must, right? It's a requirement. I would require you guys to do that. Make sure you get all those new hire training stuff done because I'm going to cover stuff for you guys now in 30 minutes. But this is kind of a condensed form. That mobile learning on there will give you step-by-step instructions on every single process that you guys can take at your own pace. So that is all available for you guys as well. And then let me just exit out here and kind of show you real quick. So I talked about where your pricing, everything is out there. The hot sheet is all on that portal for you. So let me just show you what that looks like. All right, so when you guys go into the guided sales flow, and then you click on the little tab, you're going to pop up and see this screen right here. And this is going to have everything. Like everything for this call, I found housed in this Boost University or Boost Learning Portal, which you guys all have access flow in that guided sales flow. You can see here, it's got everything from all the different trainings on here, your products, plans, and offering, your merchandising, how your store should look. But if you look at, you click on products and services, you can see their plans and offerings. And then there's where you find the promotions deck and the hot sheet. These are 2 things that dealers also always ask about. Wait, how much is this phone? Or how much is that phone? What's our current promotion? These are always housed for you and they always update, right? So if I take a look at this current promotions deck, let's just open it real quick so you can see the date on it. This was updated the 16th, so a couple weeks ago, right? So these can update at any point throughout the week. I recommend that you guys, or there's promotional changes rather, but I recommend you guys check this every Monday. Make it part of your workflow. When you get into work, check there, see if there's any new promotions you guys need to be aware about. So just wanted to show you that real quick. Let me jump back over to the presentation. Okay, so that's where I found it. And this is that hot sheet. So if I were to click on that device hot sheet, make it, instead of having seen all the phones, want to make it a little easier for you guys to read but this is the hot sheet that's out there available. Now let's focus on one phone, for example. How do we read this? This looks like an eye chart. Let's focus on the iPhone 16e, 128 gigabytes, which public service announcement, this is available for every single person on this call. So if you do not have iPhone 16es in stock, call to action, order them while I'm talking or order them right after this call. Why? Let's go through it. The phone costs you $599.99 SRP. Yes, I understand that it's a little bit more expensive to stock, but it's you gotta have skin in the game to play, right? If you this is the phone that you can't afford to keep in stock, let's get to the point that you can afford it, right? Because this is what your customers want, and this is a super low price phone to your customers. This phone costs $599.99. If the customer is eligible for device financing on Pay Later, they can pay $16.67 per month on that. We won't get into device financing on this call. We'll just go to your typical customer experience. You'll see the minimum rate plan required on an iPhone to get the promotional price is a $60 plan. This holds true for not just the 16, but look at your 15s as well, your 13s, your 15s, your 16s. All the iPhone promotions are going to require a $60 rate plan. Now, what's the pricing on a port-in? See up here, this is your port-in pricing, non-port-in pricing, upgrades and add-a-lines, right? So your port-in pricing for the iPhone 16e, $49.99, guys. This is why I'm saying you got to put skin in the game. You got to stock it. If you don't have them, order them today. It's $50 on a port-in. If the customer is not porting in, just a new number, still an easy sale at $149.99. That customer wants to upgrade, same price, $149.99. Now, it has to be on the $60 rate plan. So it could be if a customer comes in, they want to upgrade. If they're not on the $60 rate plan, they will have to change to the $60 rate plan in order to upgrade to get it for that $149.99 price. And then we always want to have device protection on our phones. The device protection on an iPhone runs an extra $12 a month. Just wanted to call that out for you guys as well. Now, let me do a quick PSA on why you guys need to have this iPhone 16e in stock and why you need to be selling it right now. So that phone costs you $599.99. You're going to sell it for $50. You may be thinking, well, dang, where's that other $550 go? How do I get that back? You guys are reimbursed on your handset subsidy within 3 to 5 days of your activation. In other words, you're made whole on that phone within 3 to 5 days after you sell it. So once you get that phone, that should be your hot commodity to sell. And your out the door pricing to the customers is only around $153, right? So if you tell a customer, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, you come into my store today, I'll tell you what, I can get you a brand new iPhone 16e out the door with unlimited talk, text, and data for only $153 today. Sound good to you? That's going to be a yes the majority of time for your iPhone customers. Let's break down how that math works. We got a $60 rate plan, right? So we put the customer on a $60 rate plan. We're going to add in the price of the phone, which is $49.99. So now we're at $110. You're going to add in your device setup fee, which is $35. So now you're at $145. Add in your fees and taxes, roughly you're at $153, right? So it depends on your area. That could fluctuate a little bit, but that's $153 out the door, guys. And if you want to make it easier to do using your advertising, you could say $150 out the door. Just eat $3 of that service fee, make it look prettier. $149.99 out the door. Yeah, you're making $3 less on the service fee if you do that, but it's kind of sounds nice to the customer's ears, right? $149.99 out the door with a brand new iPhone 16e. Yeah, I got that. I'm here for that all day. So I'll make sure you guys have that phone. And this is where the hot sheet is, and that is how you read it. Make sense? All right. Now, did you guys know Boost has world-class coverage with 3 major providers? I'm going to give you some updates on this because I know there's been some news in the recent weeks, but we still do have these 3 major providers. We have 3 types of SIM cards out there. We have the white SIM card, which is on the T-Mobile network. We have the black SIM card, which is on the AT&T network. And then we have the rainbow SIM, which is on Dish's network with roaming capability, so it can work on the AT&T network as well. Boost is now prioritizing the AT&T network moving forward because they sold off a lot of that spectrum, right? Which is nice because it made Boost pretty flush with cash. They got a lot of money, which can really help the future of Boost. And AT&T's network is great, right? Like we're good on AT&T's network, so we still have AT&T's network we're going to use. There's still a lot of customers on the Rainbow out there, but Rainbow and Black are going to be my big recommendations. The white SIMs, not so much, right? Not so much of those. But the Black and Rainbow, those are the SIMs you guys want to have in your stores. You're going to see the majority of you're probably going to have about 50% Rainbow SIM, 50% Black SIM, and only those few customers that live in an area that don't have coverage with Black or Rainbow would be the white SIMs. So I'm not saying not to get them because they are good to have, because some customers that might say, hey, they want a white SIM. But honestly, guys, about 90 over 95% of your business is going to be all black sim and rainbow sim. Any questions on our 3 networks?
So then when it determines which sim that it's basically on, that's essentially the sim that you want to use without equivocation, correct?
100%, because if you activate on the wrong sim, you don't get paid directly. So they have bounties built in, and you have to activate on the correct sim. So yes, you want to do whatever it says, 100%.
Copy.
And just so you guys are heads up, just a little insight onto us being like what's called a hybrid MVNO for AT&T. This is kind of the high level stuff. But essentially, if any customers come in and ask, the hybrid MVNO means we are not held to go to AT&T for anything. Boost can make their own promos. They can make their own pricing, and they can pivot on a dime. They don't have to go to AT&T and ask permission. Boost is their own company. They run their own promos. We're a hybrid MVNO, so we're using AT&T's towers, but we're our own deal, guys. So you can feel extremely confident in Boost and continuing to grow Boost too, as Boost is in heavy growth mode, opening doors. All right. Now, let's talk rate plans. When you guys are going in there and you see all your posters advertised like the $50, $60 rate plans, and that's our bread and butter. You guys should be selling 50s and 60s all days. The $30 plan, that price point is low. I mean, if you're an employee, I'll put you on that plan maybe, or if it's your mom or dad, but not my customers. No, no, no. My customers are all 50s and 60s all day, right? So Boost is a big boy brand. It's competing with Cricket and Metro. This is what our customers buy. You look at the data from all our stores, they're all selling these $50 and $60 plans. Now, if you guys are going in there in your guided sales flow, you see the rate plans and you see it saying, why is it telling me $55? Why is it telling me $65? Well, in order to get that lower price point, your customers have to have auto pay. So that $50 rate plan, that's assuming the customer has auto pay. Now, this is a huge blessing in disguise for you guys. I'll break it down live for you right now too. So it's a huge blessing in disguise to have auto pay. Now, if any customer has a debit or credit card, you want to use that kind of the assumption close. Oh, what day would you like your payments come out of? You absolutely want to do this. All of our customers do it. It's going to save you over $9 every single month, which is significant on a bill that's $50, right? How does that $9 come into play? Well, when they're on auto pay, they don't have to pay the extra $5. So they're saving $5 right there. And then there's an in-store payment fee of $4 that will be waived because they're on auto pay. So that's $9 saved. Best part, you, the dealer, will get paid as if they were at your store. So they don't need to come in for you to make that money. Just in making their payment, which is more likely to happen because it's automatically going to be pulled out of their debit card every month, is going to ensure you get paid. So you want to make sure you have a good second month, 3 month, third month residual, right? Fourth, fifth, sixth. You need that customer to stay with you for a long time. Putting the customers on auto pay is the key to making that happen. It's so important, especially in prepaid. If your store is not above 50% of your customers on auto pay, we're not doing it right. We're not selling it right. Okay. Honestly, I feel like stores should be probably closer to 70% auto pay. You know, the only customers who want on auto pay is because they physically do not have a debit or credit card. And if you think about you and everyone in your store, everyone in this call, you've all probably got one, right? There may be 1 or 2 that don't. That's fair, but that's why that's at 70%, right? For those customers that don't, I get it, but if you have it, it's a no-brainer. It saves not only that $9, so we can go talk more why they should do it. Not only is it the $9 they're going to save, but also driving to and from your store, the time there, the hour it takes to run and make a payment run back. There's so many reasons why it's great, and it's great for you, and it's great for the customer. Complete win-win. Get them to sign up in autopay. And also, you can look at it as you get your device. If you put you on autopay, it kind of covers device protection. So you want to cover device protection. You know, on the iPhone, we talk about that device protection is a little higher because it's a little bit more expensive. It's not $8. Which are the lower end phones. Boost Protect is $8. But you have the iPhones, since it's got the higher SRP above $499.99, that's actually a threshold that takes it from 8 to 12. Since that SRP is higher, it's $12 a month. But if you have auto pay, you're getting $9 saved. So essentially, for $3 on top of your rate plan, you'd be getting unlimited talk, text, data, and protection, right? So auto pay, device protection, super, super important. But you want to live with this $50 rate plan all day, $60 rate plan all day. Now, we do have watch plans out there as well. There are watch and tablet plans. If you have a phone line, these are great add-a-line sales. A tablet for only $20 extra or a watch for only $10 extra, that's fantastic. If a customer just wants a tablet by itself, then that price goes up to $65 or $25 per month for that watch. Any questions on these rate plans? All right. So knowing about our offers, this is where I talked about you guys should go in there and make it a habit of every Monday pulling up that device promo deck, right? So this is a snippet from it. Let's look at the deck and show you exactly what this is going to look like for you guys in real time. So this is the promotions deck. When you open it up, you'll see this thing's 26 pages, but it talks about the stuff that's coming up, right? Changes on 9/23. So we have a couple of changes on the iPhone 17 Pro, but everything's going to be right here. All of your offers, your add-a-lines, your tablets, your watches, your posters, what you guys should have in your store. Everything is right here for you guys. You see, this is the exact slides I'm using in this deck, just screenshotted right here. Tells you what all the phones are, what rate plans are required. So like someone wants a Moto G Razr 25, that's a great phone. They don't have to be on a 60, they can be on a 50 or a $60 plan. And again, if they're porting over, it's free. A non-port would be $69.99, an upgrade would be $69.99, and an add-a-line would be $69.99. Right? So make sure you know your offers. In DCI, we send out the top selling handsets each month, so you guys know the top 5 selling handsets. Those are the ones that need to be on your shelves. We're not asking you to carry all of them, but you should have those top 5 selling handsets on your shelves. iPhone 17 offers, right? So this stuff's all right here. I'm not going to go through the 26 slides in this deck, but I did just want you to see everything that's housed in here. Pay later, that's for your postpaid side activations. Whole section just on your tablets and watches as well, right? Got your retention initiatives, your targeted upgrade offers. Everything you guys need is in there for you. If we go over to our family plan offers, so on Boost, typically the $50 rate plan, you can do an add-a-line, it's $30 extra. On the $60 rate plan, you want to do an add-a-line with all the same data, it's $40 extra, right? So 60 and add-a-line's 40, 50 and add-a-line's 30 is the general mix. You can mix and match a $60 for line 1 and a $30 for line 2, but not if you're doing those iPhones, because those iPhones require a $60 rate plan. So if you're doing an iPhones and it's a 2-line deal, it's 60 line 1, 40 line 2. All right. Now there is a 4 for $100 family plan for customers who want the Moto G 2025, the Stylus, the 23, the Edge 23, the TCL 50 XL, Solero SC, Samsung A23. Those phones all qualify for a 4-for-1 offer. However, let me be clear on this. To get that offer, those have to be done at the same time. The only customers who are going to get 4 for $100 are customers that are coming in at the same time. Right? If they're not coming at the exact same time, and one has to be a port in. If it's not a port in, then they're looking at 4 for $120. All right, which is still a really good deal, right? So 4 for $120 with a multi-line discount, and that'd be 50 for line 1, 30 for line 2, and then you're at loop. Sorry about that. Skipping ahead here. Skipping ahead. Okay. Now, what about our customers who don't have ID verification, right? So we have offers for those customers too. Now, essentially, I'm a little leery when a customer doesn't have an ID in the first place because your 3MR is important, right? When Boost discounts these phones, for example, let's just go back to that iPhone 16e, for example. That 16e is a $600 phone. You guys are selling it for $50. So Boost needs to make up that $550 on the customer's MRC to even see a profit, because Boost has to pay $599 SRP for those phones, right? So that customer who bought that phone for $599.99, he needs to stay with us, $50 a month, a year to even see a profit. So I want you guys to understand how important customer lifetime value is and having healthy customers is, which is why auto pay is so important. We need those customers to stay with us for a long time so we can have awesome iPhone promotions so that the customers are profitable. And IDs help that as well. If you have an ID, you're less likely to get scammed. You don't want someone coming in and get an iPhone from you and then flip it next month. That's a huge loss for the company, and that's what would keep promotions like that from coming back. But we do have something for those customers. So if a customer does not have an ID, no worries. We can still get you a phone at a pretty good deal. You can get any of the renewed iPhones, like renewed 11s, 12s for as low as $50. Samsung Galaxy A03, A23s for as low as $25. Moto G5G 2023 for $25. So there are options for those customers who are just really cash strapped and don't have any driver's license to get any promotional pricing. But every customer, and it's kind of par across the landscape as far as Cricket, Metro Boost, everyone requires IDs now. That's something that changed a couple of years ago. It used to be no ID required. in the new world of business, everyone's asking for ID because that customer lifetime value is so important. Another offer we have right now is on that Celero 5G tab. It's only $49.99 with the new tablet line when the customer ports in and gets the A16, Moto G25, or Moto G Stylus 25, or Celero 5G for free on their $50 plan, or a Celero 5G Plus for $49.99 on the $60 plan. And these tablets are a great way to get an add-a-line sale. So if a customer maybe already has a phone and making a payment, hey, guess what? We actually have an add-a-line right now where you can actually get a tablet for only $49.99, right? So always be thinking about upselling, and if you can make a one-line sale into a two-line sale, a tablet is a great way to do that. Speaking of two-line sales being better than one-line sales, let me share with you a best practice that one of our dealers has done and had fantastic results. And they're talking about iPhone 16e out the door, two iPhone 16es out the door for $200, right? And here's what they did. So they did a very aggressive messaging campaign saying, attention Boost Nation, don't miss out. Contact us today. Get the best iPhone offer in the industry at Boost Mobile. Get two iPhone 16es under $200. Send us a message to schedule your appointment today. If you guys want to take that, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? You want to take that, put it on your social media pages, and let the offers start flowing in. Have at it, right? Make sure you got stock of inventory first before you do that, because customers will come in for it. Now let's break down how are they making that work, right? Let's go back to the slide that shows the phone, and I'll explain it. Phone pricing. There we go. So iPhone 16e, two phones, $49.99 each, right? So there's $100. On the rate plans, $60 line one. Now you're at $160. What's the add line on a $60 rate plan? $40. Line two, another $40. You're at $199.99. All right, we're under 200. What's the dealer doing? They're eating the setup fees, right? So this is an aggressive play. The dealer's saying, hey, I'm willing to bypass the money I'm going to earn on a setup fee because I feel like the traffic I can generate from this is going to make up for that and more, right? So this is a kind of a dealer-funded example of how to dealer fund a promo where, yeah, they're eating a little bit on their profits. And I do want to call out, too, when you sell that, there is a $25 total reduction in comp for ports and non-ports on that iPhone 16e. So your comp is still very good, but Boost does take a $25 because they're giving such a good deal on this phone. But still, even with that, even with eating the setup fee, even with taking this reduction, the dealer is still making a hefty profit on it where they run the ad multiple times, right? They run it over and over because the success has been huge. Two iPhone 16es out the door for $200. You're going to see it. So it's a numbers game, right? So I want to share
Adam,
that best practice.
Do you mind if we add a little disclaimer here for this?
Yes.
So we just wanted to, let you guys know that for any pricing negotiations or any changes to what the Elevate says, you have to talk to the manager of your locations, district manager or the store owner. This has to be basically something that they approve. What Adam is basically telling you guys is just an ad that he noticed while one of our partners was running. So that offer is super aggressive. Not every retailer is able to do it, and not every retailer wants to do it. But like Adam said, it's a numbers game. So this particular partner wanted to basically run it and basically figured out that with the number of activations, they'll be able to make money with it. And I just wanted to call this out because, this training is basically there for you guys for your benefit, but we want you to understand. If you feel confused about the specific offer, please, provide your feedback or questions to the store manager, and then they'll be happy to, to kind of review this with you guys. But I just wanted to make sure that this is not something that we require from every door to do it. It's just basically, hey, this is how it's done. This is what we've seen it. This is how some of the partners are getting, more traffic in the door. All very, very, very aggressive offer, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is very aggressive, but it works as like, let's just say that the store did well over double-digit activations for running this promo. Yep. But even at one line, if you don't want to run that, understood, I'm giving you examples. If you like them, you can use them. If not a big deal, because even that one line deal is still awesome. If I can get you out the door with a brand new iPhone 16 for $153 all day, right? That's still an awesome sale, and I can still close tons of lines with that. Yep. The key is...
Maybe Adam, I'm sorry if I interrupt again. I think what's the thing to point out also is you guys have customers asking for phone prices, all day long. What it is really what you want to do is you just want it to run kind of like a test sell and Elevate. See what would that really come up with? Like, what is that going to be at the end of the transaction? So you can basically, memorize it. And at the end of the day, you know what that's going to look like, right? So what the customers want is in and out service, and they just want to know, hey, how much is that going to be? Well, and now with your, with your experience, you can say, like Adam just started, hey, it could be as low as 153 out the door, with the activation, with taxes, with the first month bill, with your phone, out the door 153. Carry on, Adam.
Yeah, being able to speak that out the door pricing is big. That's where you guys, customers want to know out the door. What am I looking at? If you need, so 153 is the example for the 16E. For the phones you guys have in stock, you should be able to do that same thing for each of those phones. So figure out what that price is, be able to quote that to your customers. You're gonna get confidence instilled in them. They're gonna believe in you. You're gonna help them make that decision. All right, now let's move on. Now let's say we got a customer. They do want to port over. So how do we get their information to port over? Well, we have this deck I can send out to everybody. I'll send it to all of your DCI account managers so they have it. So just reach out to them and ask for a copy of this deck. We'll get it to you. But this has a link on there that helps you find the port-in pin for multiple carriers. So a couple examples from that link is like the Cricket port-in pin. So the account number for Cricket can be found on their online account or by calling their care number here. You can find their port-in pin. The same information for T-Mobile. It gives you instructions on how to find that as well. So it just kind of helps you complete the information asking for a port-in. Very handy, very good to have. Now,
and Adam, I'm sorry to interrupt again.
Yes.
But I wanted to add something to it. What we recommend is that you guys basically help your end users, your customers, get the information for them. So it's not supposed to be, well, if you come back to me with your account number and account PIN from your carrier, I can help you get this promotion. You want to say, hey, let me take care of you right now. Let's move you to this POS station and I'll help you get your information from your carrier. I'll help you get your account PIN. We'll get you started right here. And that's also part of that, closing skills too, right? So we wanted to basically lead with that. Never, ever get the customer out of the door because they didn't have the information. You want to take a lead on this.
100%. You got it. Now, when you guys go into the guided sales flow, this is just kind of a quick checklist of what can you do in the guided sales flow and what do you need to kind of go to care for. So let's just kind of go through the stuff that you're going to need to contact care for. If you get a national retail SIM card in that you won't be able to activate, it has to go through care. You can activate on the SIM cards you get through DCI, right? If you need to do a swap the SIM on the same network, so that would kind of be a rare situation, that'd be through care. Swapping the device through care, changing the address, changing the account PIN, removing extras, or removing device protection. Those are all things that would go through customer care. A lot of things like doing your activations, your port-ins, taking a payment, activating multiple lines, managing auto pay, managing payment methods. Those can be done for you guys in guided sales flow. Now, this is your screen right here when you're in your guided sales flow. And I talked about where you find all your information, all that training, and that's going to be right here in this Boost You tab. So when I found that deck, in my view looked a little bit different. All you would do is you click on Boost You, and that's going to take you to that screen. So when you click on that, you're going to see that exact kind of screen pop up where you can then go and click on the hot sheet or click on the promo interview overviews, but they also just link them for you here, so you don't have to go that far. Just in one quick place, you can just instantly boom, there's your promo deck. Instantly boom, there's your hot sheet. Instantly boom, there's your Boost University. That's where you can take your training. Then the guided sales flow, that's where you do your activations, Elevate marketing, any of the marketing materials out there for you, right? So they made this really handy for you in Elevate. Now let's talk a little bit about the sales training. There's great sales training that Boost has been rolling out the last couple of months. They really want to standardize how we're selling so that if I walk into a store in Indiana, it's going to be the same as a store in Illinois. It's going to be the same as a store in Michigan. It's going to be the same as a store in Florida, right? And so they've came up with what's called the Great Sales Transaction, which is, it talks about your G is for your greeting, recognize the customer's needs, engage with them, advise what to get, and then finish the transaction. So that greeting, it's really important that we're greeting our customers within 10 seconds or 10 feet of entering their door. Don't sit behind your counters. That should be a no-fly zone. A customer comes in, if you're not already sitting, you want to get up, walk around your counter, get to that customer, greet them. Hey, welcome to Boost. My name's Adam. What's your name? Give the name. Get their name. Make a friend. If you use a person's name 3 to 5 times in your interaction, they're going to remember that. There's nothing better than the sound of someone's own name. They love hearing it. So make that greeting, even if you're busy. As long as you greet someone, they'll stay. If you ignore them and you're busy, they're going to look around. Oh, there's a Boost store down the street. I'll leave and go down the street, right? All starts with that greeting. Then you need to recognize your customer needs. That's the R in great. Understand what they need by asking open-ended questions. When you're talking to customers, you don't want to ask anything that's a yes or no, right? You want to ask open-ended questions like, what brings you in today? How do you like to use your phone on an average day? What apps do you use the most? What's your favorite streaming service? What features stand out to you about your current device, right? Ask questions that is going to bring up needs. How many people in your family use phones, and how do they use them on a typical day, right? Always, never assume a one-line sale. Always look for that add-line opportunity. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to recognize customers' needs, I think we miss out a lot on the add-line opportunities. I know when I secret shop stores, if I go into a store and I see a new rep, I don't ever like to say who I am or who I'm with. I just like to act like I'm going to buy a phone just so I can see what they're going to say, how they're going to pitch me, right? Because then I can give really good coaching. I don't want anything rehearsed or anything fake. I want to know what you're really doing because I'm here just to make you guys money. That's it. So anything I'm going to give you feedback-wise is literally just to help you guys be as profitable and successful as possible. So you need to recognize these needs for your customers, ask these open-ended questions, and then engage with them. Listen to what they have to say. So based on what you're telling me, you care a lot about watching Netflix, and so you need a lot of data on your phone so you can watch your streaming services at all time, whatever the case may be, right? That good customer experience is going to make them come back to your store when they need an upgrade. So building that rapport, getting that name, using that name, having that back and forth dialogue makes them different from that separates you from being a clerk to being a solutions consultant. A clerk is someone who is at the store, a customer comes in, I need to pay my bill. Which phone number? Okay, it's going to be $54 today. Thank you. That's a clerk. If that's what's happening in your stores, that needs to be the last time it happens, right? Let that be a wake-up call.
But sometimes the customers need to be in and out.
Yeah, even if the customer need to be in and out, it doesn't matter because your guys' stores are specific retail locations. It's not like Walmart where you go in and there's 50 products. When they come into your Boost store, they have one thing. They want Boost, right? You're a specialty store. So you need to maximize your opportunity. That customer is going to get out of your store when they're done with their conversation with me, but I'm going to make sure that I keep that customer here and let them know. And I even have advanced tips to do that. So if a customer wants to pay their bill, they want to come in and out, no problem. Can I see your phone for a second? I'm going to get their phone and take it in my hand and say, what's your number? And I'm going to have their phone. Why? Because now I got a captive audience. When I got that customer's phone, I can say, oh, hey, we actually have an awesome promotion right now. We have an amazing add-a-line opportunity. You can add a line for as low as $5 for the phone. It's only $30 extra per month. Is there anyone in your family who might need a line of service? You guys have to pitch every time.
Yep.
Do not clerk. Ever.
And then also don't forget about those specials on iPhones, right? Who doesn't want iPhones, right? You probably spend good time about explaining about the iPhone 16e offer right there, right? But that's a perfect example where we can basically say, hey, do you know anyone in the family that needs iPhone? We have them on special right now for people that are switching over. That's an opportunity really to engage in a conversation with these people that come in to make a payment.
100%. Yep. And then once you have the information, you've had that conversation, you know what they want, that's where you're going to advise. You're going to demonstrate a feature, show them something cool on the phone, show them a wow factor. You don't need to know everything about every phone. Learn 2 or 3 wow factors on the phones you can show them. Oh, let me tell you about this really cool, really cool camera feature that's got in there. Let me show you this gesture. Whatever it is, find 2 or 3 cool things on the phone that you can show them and then recommend and show how is that solution to their problem. Then, of course, transact. You want to thank that customer. You want to ring them up. But when you ring them up, it's not just about getting their payment. It's asking for referrals. It's asking for a positive review on the website for you guys, right? Think about today's world. where do you guys go to shop? Do you look online and see how they're rated? Think about where you go to food. I know that anywhere I go with my wife, if they don't have, 4.5 or 5 stars, we're not eating there, right? Same thing for your Boost stores. If you guys don't have 4 or 5 stars, people don't want to go to that store. They can go to a different option. So you need to, if you've done a great job with that customer, you want to ask for referral. Is there anyone else you might know who might need a line of service who can take advantage of this awesome iPhone deal? Get to get 16E for only $50. And if they don't, that's no problem. Hey, well, I was want to thank you so much. Hey, would you mind giving me a positive review? It'd really help our business out. We're locally owned and we're really trying to grow in this community. And if you're honest with people and you've taken care of them, they're going to take care of you, right? Scratch my back, I scratch yours. The customers will absolutely do that. Another best practice I had on that, there was a store, the guy had like 50 positive reviews. I'll mention one rep by name. Man, David was awesome. David did this, David did here, like, right? And so I go to the store and I go, whoa, and I see this guy named David. And he didn't really give me that great service, to be honest with you. And I go, man, based on, after I secret shopped him, I said, no, I'm a DCI. And based on reviews, I thought I was going to be blown away. I was like, what happened? I was like, you didn't really give me. He's like, oh, no, I knew you weren't going to buy anything. I was like, well, okay. That's first of all, that's not true. Don't judge a book by its cover. But second of all, they said, well, my secret is, here's what I do, Adam. When I'm getting my customers together, I already have a deal on accessories, right? So I have my accessory bundle. But what I'll tell them is, hey, you know what? These accessories, these are normally cost you $40. I'll give them to you for $20 today if you can write me a positive Google review. And really, it was just regular accessory pricing, but the customer thought they were getting a deal. So, oh, I'm getting a deal on my accessories. Yeah, I'll write you a positive Google reviews. They're like, oh, you have to use my name in it though. And they did, right? They did over and over and over again. It's just asking the right questions. If you don't ask, they're not going to do it. You ask the right questions, the customers are going to do it. Now, setting your customers up for Boost Ready. This is an important slide, guys, so please focus in on this. This is a profit driver now for your stores. You need to be setting your customers up with the Boost mobile app and logging in. That's the quick and short of it, right? Every customer you guys sell, you need to be downloading the Boost mobile app and logging in completely. If you don't, you're leaving money on the table. And we will get reporting on this to see where you guys are at for your store, and make sure you guys are capturing the opportunity. Now, there's a flyer on Boost University you guys can print out. I strongly recommend you do this. Why? Because it has the barcode for the app right there. So the app, if it's not preloaded on the phone, scan it, open it, log into it. That's what's going to ensure you get this Boost Ready bounty. Any questions on this? On top of the Boost Ready bounty, everything on this checklist is what you should be doing with every customer to make sure your store stands out. Now, these are things that you should be doing already. So turn on Wi-Fi calling, show the customer how to make and disable a call with Wi-Fi calling, because you want to be on Wi-Fi when you're home, right? Save your data. If you got Wi-Fi home, have your Wi-Fi on. Make sure all your contacts and images and stuff is transferred to the new phone. Program your store phone number into their contacts. That's important. Program Boost and your address into their contacts. When they have an issue, they call you. They come to you. They don't go to anywhere else. Confirm the customer can make and receive a call. Make that test call. Log into the verified email on the Boost mobile account. Make sure it works. Again, we've downloaded that app. Log into it. Help them set up their voicemail and show any cool features like that Motorola Gestures, Android Gemini, Apple Siri. Show them that cool stuff. Ensure the customer understands Boost Protect, because hopefully we put device protection on the customer's phone as well. And then review the payment schedule with them. And then again in orange here, if you complete all those items, then you should be able to ask for that referral confidently, because you've fully taken care of that customer and you should have made a customer for life. If you don't, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So get out there, qualify, ask for those referrals, ask for those add-a-lines, and you guys should see that money start rolling in. All right, that is all I have for you guys today. We know we're in a couple minutes over. I'll open up. Are there any questions at this time?